Yes, indeed. So Mr. Paw, if you're still there, I saw your comment in regards to my music selection in the crystal opening video. Yeah, I must say I quite like that music as well. You know what they say: brilliant minds think alike, and fools seldom differ. But I'll go with the first. All right. So I do believe I've got some 6 stars to get through. So let's get at it. Let us indeed. Yeah. So how's everyone's day shaping up so far? Mr. Falcon, how goes it? Ooh, wait, hang on. I'm gonna pretend to almost be kind of sort of like a wannabe professional. I'm going to send out this link to my Discord. Although I think you're supposed to do that before you actually get things underway. But let's see if I can manage this. So anyone who is on my Discord, let me know if you get a notification on there. Okay. Mr. Soul, how goes it? Soul, you mean your account in game? Like your profile? Because if that's what you mean, no, I don't look at profiles during the streams. I think there's a few other YouTubers that do, though. I know Brian Grant does it if you donate, and I think there's others that will do it like throughout the stream. However, if you were to... yeah, you know what? Maybe I'll make a channel on my Discord. If people want to send their profile pics on there, then they can. Game profile pics. If they want to send their game profile pics on there, and then share it with whoever's on the Discord, they could do that. Yeah, maybe I'll make a channel for that. Although, to be honest, though, other than like the numbers, like the account rating, prestige, I don't really know what else you really see. I mean, yes, you obviously see the person's top champs, but outside of that, I don't really know what else you see from somebody's profile. Uh-oh. Well, that's something. So it looks like it's pixelating already. Huh. Interesting. So last night when I was streaming, I restarted my router, and it seemed to be fine. And just before I went live this morning, I restarted my router, but it looks already like it's a little fuzzy wuzzy. And give it a couple minutes, and if it's still like that, then I'll. Not really sure what else I could actually change, to be honest. So one thing I'm thinking to try, not in regards to necessarily the pixelation, but to try, because once it's all done, I want to download the streams of it and make like a video. I want to, on Sunday, when I do variant 5, I want to stream it in higher quality, so that when I download the video, oh, okay, no, it doesn't look bad right now. So that when I download the video and make a, or when I download the clips and make a video of the overall thing, it will be better, hopefully better quality when it gets re-uploaded. Ooh, no, I have not. This is one of the first mornings in a while where I got up, did my normal morning stuff. So I guess this isn't morning anymore, it's like halfway through the day pretty much. But yeah, this is the first time actually all day I've been into the game. I was playing some StarCraft prior to this. I haven't really had much of an urge to play that in quite a while. And then when I was in the shower, I don't know why, I was like, oh, I feel like doing some StarCraft. So yeah, ate and everything, and then got a couple games of StarCraft in. I lost most of them. But hey, it's all good. It's the first time in probably close to a month where I've done that. Like played several games in a row. Well, let's see. Well, let me get through some of the 6 stars, and then we could have a look at the so is this just like in news or something in regards to the arena stuff? Ah, okay. I see. News and announcements. All right. Okay. So I have the page up currently. I'll switch over to it. I want to get through some of the arenas first, though. But if anybody is looking for it, it's in the forums under the news and announcements. Yeah, it's interesting though. Like I think I was saying before, I know I've seen a few other streamers have that kind of issue. I always thought though it was mainly because they had the webcam and the gameplay, so I thought it was a discrepancy there. But it makes sense that it would just be the movement in general that'd be causing the problem. Yeah. So what I think I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try it anyways on Sunday for the Variant 5 stuff. I'm gonna change because currently it's in low latency, so that the delay between what happens on screen and like what I'm seeing isn't so, there's not such a big time difference. But I'm gonna change it to be higher latency, meaning that there will be more of a time delay between what I see and what you guys see, but hopefully it should increase the quality of it. I mean, it's not critical, but like, because what I want to do, I'm not going to do like a guide or anything. I mean, it's only Variant 5. But what I want to do is just make sure that each lane I just go over what the nodes are, and then same thing with the boss, and that's basically it. So that when I end up, I should say if I end up doing what I want to do with a video of just, all of the paths and so on and so forth, it will be easy for people to see what the nodes say. That's the intent anyways. We'll see how it works out. Yeah. So I think in my case it could actually just be the connection, because like I said, like last night, I think no one was complaining, so I think it was fine. And yesterday and a little before were some of the first times where people had said, like, it might have always been the case, but nobody ever really said anything. But also like some of the first times that I had noticed as well. But I had made changes previously, so I was thinking it was just because of those changes. So maybe that's not the case. But I think there are things that you can do, like whether it be through an Elgato or adding things to hardware or hardware components. I think those are things that could resolve it too, possibly. Yeah. Yet there's nothing that can resolve me getting hit in arenas. Oof, that was a big hit, wasn't it? Oh. Lordy, lordy. So yeah, this has nothing to do with the connection. Now that is just simple, superb gameplay there. Yeah, I think, like I said, I think it might just be a matter of connectivity, my connectivity. So like if there's a lot of network congestion, which would make sense at this time of day there would be, but if there's a lot of network congestion, it's going to be poorer quality. And then that might be why, like last night, it was okay. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to do my normal gameplay. I'm going to go through this arena thing. And then once I get somewhat through the 6 stars, we can have a look at it together on stream. There's actually not that much written. It's like not even a page. But I'm sure this is something a lot of people will end up talking about anyways. I mean, we've been waiting for some kind of significant change to Arena for quite a while, so... So what are you guys up to? Doing Arena, AQ, AW, reading the forums, listening to somebody speak a bunch of nonsense? Oh, okay. So when I had first started streaming, one of the things I messed around with quite a bit was just having the option to pick between like the different quality levels. Because like on other streams, yeah, you could pick, 720, 1080, whatever. And it was kind of annoying me that on mine it was only 720. And I'm like, well, why is that? I need to get it high or whatever. Anyways, so now I've gone back to just picking that, the settings that I had set up for that. So that's probably why that's now an option. Yeah, man. Yes, indeed. It will be interesting. I think they probably learned from July 4th and have made better the 10K deal. Because I think for July 4th, I think like I didn't get the 10K deal, and I know a few other people who didn't, who normally would, and I normally would have as well. But I think there were quite a few people who didn't. So I would expect that they would have realized that and maybe intend to make some changes. I mean, it worked out really well for me though, because that's a big part of why I've got as many units as I do now, right? Because I had saved up 16,000 units, expecting that after everything was said and done for July 4th, I would have 1,000 left over, and then like I was going to buy some of the cash offers, so a little bit more than 1,000, but 1,000 from what I had actually saved, and then with that is what I would go into Abyss with. But because I didn't buy the 10K unit offer, I did buy some of the cash offers with the units, so I ended up with 23 or 24,000 units, I think, something like that. Yeah. This one though, this Cyber Monday, if somebody is willing, if somebody is intending to or willing, whatever, to spend like about $1,000, I mean, it's kind of crazy saying that, but fine. If somebody's willing to spend about $1,000, they're not currently. All they need to do to get Thronebreaker is the R3. If that's all they need, they have everything that's needed, even if it's not a champion they want to do, but they have the ability to do so. If they wait until Cyber Weekend, their account is going to blow up. Because, yeah, you're going to get the Cavalier deals, which are obviously going to be decent, and then you're going to push yourself into the Thronebreaker deals, which they're going to be whatever they are going to be. So, yeah. Then again, I mean, for myself, I don't know if I would. Yeah, no. At this point in time, I definitely would not be doing that. I would. So what I would probably do, yeah, what I would do, if I was at that point, not intending to spend, like I know, like I would spend something, but not, max out what I could. I would wait until the Cyber Weekend, see what the Cavalier deals are. Somebody is going to do a video on the Thronebreaker deals, and then wait to compare and see which one is most worthwhile. If you figure the Cavalier ones are the best for you, then go and spend what you're going to spend. And then at any point you could do it then, or you could do it later on. Probably better not to do it at that point in time, but push yourself to Thronebreaker. The reason I would say maybe better not to do that, because once you're Thronebreaker and then those deals are available, it'll be harder not to spend on them. And alternatively is if you want to take advantage of both, and yeah, just push yourself over at that point in time. Oh, where was I on here? Better feeling getting to play. It's a brand new champion to share something else. Okay. So that's interesting. I'll just read this little part off in regards to the arena stuff. But like I said, once I get through the 6 stars, we can have a look at it all together. Featured 3-star champions in milestones. There's no better feeling than getting to play with a brand new champion. To ensure all summoners that want to can, we're adding the 3-star featured champion to the final milestones of all featured hero arenas. That's the 3-star, 4-star, and 5-star featured hero arenas, not the 4-star basic. So that's pretty interesting. Yeah, so just doing milestones, you're going to get the... So, I mean, right off the bat, not that too many people are fussed about, getting the new 3-star in general, I think. Like, I do it. Some other people do. So whenever there is a new 3-star, I always do the 3-star arena to about 1.3, 1.5 million. Now that is no longer a necessity whatsoever. So that's quite interesting. Okay. Yeah, it'd be interesting actually to see if with these arena changes, if you see more people getting into them. I mean, for me, it's going to be irrelevant. I'm still going to be doing them. But somebody who, currently doesn't, who just does the T1A, T4B, whether or not this will entice them to start doing milestones. Well, I guess the thing is, like, for anybody who may want new 3-stars just for the hell of it, no longer do you need to worry about doing the 3-star arena, right? You can pick any bracket other than the 4-star basic and do it to pick up the new 3-star. Yeah, yeah. So that's what I was saying, Man Falcon, about if you don't want to spend that much, and 2, if you don't think the Thronebreaker deals will do much for you, I would say within probably maybe a month of getting them, if you don't figure out within that period of time it will make a significant difference, it's probably better to pass on them. And again, yeah, better to just not push yourself over that threshold. Which maybe in some cases it might be better to get like if all you need to do is just R3 somebody, or just defeat the Grandmaster, it might be better to do that beforehand, so that you can't, it's not even a possibility of getting both. But I can say one thing for sure: if this was 2.5 years ago when I was spending like a lot of money on the game, there'd be no question. If I was not Thronebreaker currently, and all it was a matter of taking somebody to R3, absolutely I'd be doing that. So something that's a little bit interesting. Previously, before I made any changes to whatever settings, like the info for my stream, like saying like what the quality is like or whatever, would always just say it was excellent. That was it. And then once I made those changes, since then it does fluctuate between saying, it's not optimal or it's excellent or whatever. But yeah, I think what it is too is maybe the higher quality that you select when there's more activity is when the decrease in what it looks like in the screen occurs, or on the screen. And yesterday when I did the crystal openings, I just did a recording like from within the stream software, and it looked okay. But I think from now on, any crystal openings I'm going to do just on my phone, so I won't stream them most likely, because then the quality when I upload it is much better, because it's coming directly from the phone. No middleman kind of. When I open the battle chips though, because I want to open whatever it is, 5 million to 10 million as a stream, that I will do on stream. It'll just be probably an hour of me hitting 10 more, open 10 more, open 10 more, open 10. But I think what I would do in that case is just do it like on a Sunday when there's not much, or either on a Sunday or like after I've done the 6 stars at least. I'd be interested to know, for somebody who's put a lot of time and effort into streaming, how much of a financial investment they've made, like whether it be through lighting or hardware cards for a computer or an Elgato, blah blah blah. It'd be interesting to know. And it'd be even more interesting to know what the return on investment is. Like if somebody, for example, invests $1,000, right, into whatever it is that's required to stream and have good quality and consistency, right? So if you put $1,000 into it, does that mean that over X period of time you make that back plus? Or is it kind of, well, you know what, it's a hobby, I've invested $1,000 into my hobby, so be it. Right? It'd be interesting to know. Like if there's I think that for the most part it actually comes down a lot to personality, and then to the presentation, like the marketing of what you do. Mm-mm-mm. I'm interested to see. I mean, it's still a ways off yet, but I'm interested to see what the gifting event is going to look like this year. More so, like for the end milestones for it. Oh, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a gifting event. I know, like, I think, so the gifting event last year happened in December as normal. And I think, like, January, February, there was, I think somebody made a video, but there was a fair bit of discussion about that they had said it was going to be, like, they would not have the gifting event for 2020. But, yeah, there's just no way. So the likelihood of them not having a gifting event this year is probably the same as the likelihood of them not having Thronebreaker deals for Cyber Monday. Like I'm positive they're having Thronebreaker deals, and I'm positive that we're gonna have a gifting event. Oh, here. Okay. Uh, no, that wouldn't work. Okay. I was saying we could make a bet, and if there was a gifting event, because obviously we'd be able to gift, the winner of the bet would, or the loser of the bet would send the winner something. But then obviously if there is no gifting event, well then. You know, Man Falcon. So, I would have agreed in regards to the personality thing, but I don't know, because I think I'll go as Mr. Lawrence. I think regardless of what your personality is like, some people are going to like it and some people aren't. Um, so yeah, even if I consider somebody to have a shitty personality, there's absolutely people out there who like it, and so they're going to be a fan of that person, and vice versa, right? So yeah, I don't know how big the personality part would actually come into play. Yeah, because like I said, like I think regardless of how you come across, some people are going to be open to it, and other people will be like, "Oh hell no." I think a big part is consistency and reliability. So if you say, a certain time, and you're always there at that time, and people know that they can count on you being there, and if not, that you're going to let them know, I think that plays a big part into it as well. Not that there's any kind of like uh, golden ticket kind of thing, like if you do these 5 things, you're gonna, kind of thing. Um, but yeah, I don't know who it was, but there was somebody, and I don't remember if it was on Discord, it was on a stream. But anyways, they were saying like they've been playing a long time, that they had just recently started the YouTubing, but they felt that if they had started YouTubing when Seaton did, that they would have been as big or close to being as big as Seaton. And I'm like, no, not simply because you've been doing it that long. Like I don't watch his. Well, I don't really watch any YouTubers that much, especially now that I'm doing it myself, which is probably kind of odd, I suppose, eh? But I think, like, for Seaton, I think he would be successful for any type of game or content like this, with the way he produces his stuff. Even if he's not like a phenomenal player or the most knowledgeable, he's entertaining. His stuff is easy to watch. He's got a good handle, a good understanding of the mechanics and so on and so forth. So I think if he goes, because you could have somebody with that same kind of knowledge in another game, but their presentation just isn't as appealing, right? So yeah, so I think if he goes across, and you know, maybe this game is a little bit more susceptible to that type of presentation, like a different game or something. You know, you might have to change some of your techniques or whatever. But yeah, he and Dorky Dave, I think, are phenomenal presenters. Mr. Spidey, how goes it? How you doing? How you doing? But the thing is, too, with those two, I have a feeling that just in life, they're probably very good at public speaking and presenting and stuff. Apparently, public speaking is like the #1 fear. So, like, you know, if somebody like, what's your greatest fear? Oh, heights or spiders or snake or whatever. But apparently, usually, it's public speaking is the top one. And you know what? It's kind of funny. So, I have absolutely no problem. Oh, so I have no problem speaking with like. Oh, Mr. Nelson. Well, thank you for the subscription. I have no problem speaking to like 9 people, 8 people. The more I talk, it's gonna go down. But if this was in person, I would be nervous as hell. But that being said, doing arena, I'm fine. If I'm doing like even variant 5, right? I was kind of nervous because I think there was like 4 people watching, but I was nervous. And I think it's one of those things, right? Like you're being, or you feel like you're being evaluated or something. So it wasn't so much about am I gonna use revives or potions or whatever. Like that, I didn't care about that. It was people are watching me play. Oh dear. Yep, I think so. Absolutely, man, Falcon. I think a face cam, yeah, because it allows the audience to connect with you in a sense, right? Because they can see who they're who they're dealing with. Yeah, I think. So like I have another phone, which I have in Discord, connected the other phone and used that as a face cam, and then just played on this phone. So I may end up doing that for a bit, just for the hell of it. But I don't know. So this is kind of where I was talking about like the investment, right? Because if I were to go and get a webcam, the absolute only reason for it would be for the streaming, for the YouTube stuff. And actually, well, considering majority of what I'm doing is arena, and that's pretty much what it's going to be, I think it probably would be it would be good for that. For videos or content progression, I don't think I would do a webcam for that. One reason for the videos, it doesn't it doesn't really matter, because I think for the videos, at least the ones I want to do, it's more what the information that I'm trying to convey. But for the content one, I prefer just that it's more of the gameplay, because at least for me, there's other people like BG or whoever, well, pretty much anybody else that are good playing the game and interacting. I'm not. So doing arena interacting is fine, and maybe if I got used to it or more practice, whatever, it'd be fine doing the content and talking and stuff too. But at least for the start, maybe I'll try the. I need to get another cord. Huh. Yeah, maybe I will try the other phone as a camera later. Like maybe if I do a stream this evening or tomorrow. Yeah. Oh, okay. So like when I've used it on on Discord, like the face cam, it does the other iPhone. It does it where, you know, like if you're trying to take a picture, it like does like the adjustments and stuff. So whenever I've used it, it shows that kind of stuff. But then again, I've never actually looked in how to just have it display a picture, kind of. So yeah. And I mean, part of my there's two main things why I'm liking doing this. One is what we're doing right now, the talking and stuff, and the other is trying things to figure things out. So if anything, the webcam would be something like that, like to figure out how to get it exactly how I want it. Oh, and another thing I want to do, and I mentioned it to Lakers bodyguard last night. I want to, if he's got an opportunity and some time, just to see how he's done his overlays, because I really like the way, not even so much the thing where he has on the side, like with the character pictures. Like, I think that's cool, but I just really like how his overlay is very simplistic, but it gets whatever information is required to the viewer, and I really like it. Like, he's got the subscribe, like the newest subscriber, and he's got the like highest donation thing, but yet and he's got the webcam, yet you see the gameplay, like there's nothing obstructing that. Yeah, I think it's very slick. Don't tell him I said good things, though. We'll keep that between us. I don't want him to get a big head, and I don't mean big head mode. So Man Falcon, in regards to nasty people around YouTube, there's nasty people in general. So I've left not very nice messages on some of Prof Hoff's videos. Well, yeah, I left not nice messages, and the reason being was not like I've never, and I don't think I would ever criticize somebody's gameplay, but it was the content of what he was speaking about, and I could be wrong, but I felt at the time that he was intentionally misleading people. Maybe not the case, but that's how I felt, and that's what I took issue with. So when he did his Abyss initial clear, there were people in the stream and people who left comments and stuff talking about his gameplay. And I think there was, I don't remember if it was on the video, but anyways, I know there was some where I responded to them and I just said, well, if you're going to criticize him, where's the video of you doing this content, right? Because in all honesty, yeah, it is, you're putting yourself out there. So even now, like I said, I made some not nice comments in regards to the information he was conveying. So even that takes guts, right, to put out information, because yes, you're going to have people disagree and so on and so forth. Now, if it had been a thing, yeah, no, so here's the thing. There's two things. One, I've come to realize that what he does, he just wants to get videos out there, right? Which I think makes sense, right? The more you put out, the more views and so on and so forth. You can absolutely make mistakes in what you have to say. We all do, right? And if anybody makes mistakes, I'm going to make mistakes. If anybody makes mistakes about what they're saying, and then they realize it and address it, and now he has actually done that in a few, and in some cases I think he's actually taken videos down completely. So I respect that. But yeah, no, I have nothing against him personally. I don't know him personally, and like I said, it was just simply because at the time I felt that he was intentionally lying in the videos. But yeah. And to be honest, the way I said what I had to say could have been done in a more polite fashion, but it is what it is. Well, one thing with him, though, he's very engaging. Like when he's doing his live streams. But I think I actually I admire and I really like how he has carved out a niche for himself. I think that is really cool. You know, because he's not coming out there saying, you know, I know everything about the game, or I'm an expert at this. He's not portraying himself as the best player. He's saying, okay, here's what I've got to offer. I've got my opinion on, you know, what things are going to cost you, what I think it's worth, so on and so forth. So yeah, I think that's really cool. So just because I'm not a fan of the way somebody does something doesn't mean I can't still appreciate what they're doing. Yeah, I get what you're saying, Man Falcon. So for me, in that case, I would just not watch him, right? Um, like to be honest, I wouldn't even leave a comment. I just would not watch, which is what you're saying, right? Um, so the reason why the lying stuff I didn't like, so I just felt like it was it was purposely misleading people. Um, yeah, and that's why I didn't care for it. Yeah, so the thing with the deals, because at one point, oh, and don't get me wrong, at one point I was yeah, I was a fan of his, and yeah, so at one point I was a fan of his. Now I don't know. Oh yeah, so one of the things was there were definitely some offers where I just needed somebody to say, "Oh, this is a good offer," for me to go and buy it. But now I've come to the realization that, you know what, it really doesn't matter what somebody else says. They could say it's a terrible offer. They could say it's an absolute great offer. It's just a matter of whether or not it's worth it to me. Yeah. But I find it a bit interesting, actually, that no one else does that. No one else does the offer thing. Like I know Seaton, and I think BG too, will do it for Cyber Monday, July 4th, because those are like the big ones, right? Um, but it is good to have somebody else's opinion on the regular daily or weekly or whatever offers, right? Okay. Who's JJW? Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, maybe what I was saying before about how somebody was, oh no, it's Big Blue. Oh Lord. Hey, Big Blue. Have you ever seen the movie Deep Blue? Or I think no, Deep Blue Sea. I think, or no, I think it was Deep Blue. Deep Blue. Um, so what I was saying earlier, Lawrence, I don't know if you were here for this part, but where somebody was basically suggesting the only reason that Seaton is so successful at streaming is because he was one of the first. I think that's a big part of it for sure, but I think there's a lot more to it. Um, Same thing with Prof, because that's what he's known as. So that's where people are going to go for the offer info. But he's made himself. He's more than just that, right? Like he streams Arena, um, and he does the videos on what's happening and stuff like that. So although I don't know, I think he when he does okay, like so for example, I'm sure he's going to do a video in regards to new arena information. He normally posts a link to the forum post, right? Yeah, man, I can't believe that they made. I thought, like, after the first one, I was like, okay, that was fine. I could not have imagined they would have made a sequel and another one. Yeah. And the thing is, too, right? Like, the value, $100 is not really $100 to everybody, right? Like, yes, okay, the actual value of it is $100, but the impact of $100 is not the same across the board to everybody. Like somebody who might be struggling and whatever, that $100 means a ton more than somebody who has a high paying job or a lot of income and so on and so forth. Because like when I was spending money on the game, that's when I was in northern Canada. I don't drink alcohol. I don't smoke. I don't do drugs. There was no movie theaters. So because I don't drink and stuff, yeah, I would go to the bar, but I'm not going to buy alcohol. So anyways, so it was my entertainment, right? Now where I am, I'm in a city, so I have all those amenities. Well, maybe not right now, but all of those amenities are available, right? Like going out to the restaurant, going to a movie, so on and so forth, right? So my money that I would spend on entertainment has completely changed. Yes, I play the game. I play it for entertainment. I play it to waste time. But now I would use my money on different forms of entertainment. So. Oh, any of you guys that are on my Discord, did you get a notification when I posted about the stream? Because if not, I may have to rethink how I would do that. Yeah, exactly. So I was talking to somebody last night, and they were saying like they're contemplating using some real money to get through some content. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to tell you what to do or not do, or if it's a bad idea or not. When I did that content, I used real money, but with my mindset now, I there's no way I would. One of the big reasons is like when I did Abyss. Yeah, I didn't use any money. I used lots of units, but the units were obtained from what you see right now, right? Like just lots of arena time. So yeah, I don't think like the units I have currently. I don't think that they would be used for anything more than content. Actually, not even that. Most content now, I think I will end up. Okay, so actually no, maybe like when Act 7 comes out, if there's something substantial from completion, right? So I might run through that and whatever revives, pots, blah, blah, blah I've got, if that's not sufficient, well then yeah, I'll use the units to get me the rest of the way through. But I'm not going to be spending cash on it. But I mean, it's like anything else in life, right? Like what's worthwhile to one person is not necessarily the case to someone else. Okay, so I'm almost done the 6 stars. Did you guys want me to have a look at the arena information? Can I have a look at it together on stream? Or have you guys already all checked it out? Alright. Look at that. Already 50 minutes in. And I'm done the 6 stars. So there's been a few times, usually when I'm well, it's a couple times like during the day, but also sometimes where I want to get some arena done and I'm like, I'll stream and it's late at night, and it's just me, and man, it's I totally understand why people don't like arena. Oh, it's rough. We'll see it in a second, but I think it's going to be interesting. So they're increasing. So currently for the featured 5-star, it's the top 150. They're increasing it to 300. But I'm wondering if with the changes they're implementing, you'll see more people getting into the arena. So yes, you'll still, it's doubling the amount of people who are going to get the reward. But if you've got I don't think it's going to be double the amount of people doing arena. But if you have a significantly higher amount of people doing arena, it might drive the scores up. It could be interesting. Oh, so to be fair, in what I was saying in regards to Prof Ha, there have been probably every big streamer. At one point, I was, I'd watched them quite a bit, and then over time, or for whatever reason, I'm like, you know what? I don't really care. So I wouldn't necessarily avoid their streams, but I just wouldn't look out for their streams. Probably all except Lakers Bodyguard. Ever since I started watching him, and it's actually not about his he could be just sitting there chatting and I'd be good. There's just something about him, I just really like him. And you know what, that bastard, I bet you he's in here right now. He's not saying anything. I bet you he's here though. I lost a 6-star. I know he's around. Just invoking his name. Lordy, lordy. Yeah, that's true, Man Falcon. But I think there are a lot of people who don't have the time, who have the time but don't have the desire. So I don't know if these changes will entice them to jump in. But if not, if you're looking at relatively the same population doing the arena, and then they're increasing the amount that get it, in that case, you could see the scores drop quite a bit. Regardless how it goes, changes to the arena are going to be they're long overdue. Hey, Lakers, if you are watching, just close the stream for the next 10 minutes or so. I should be done by then, so it should be safe. Because, I'm positive losing that 6 stars because of your presence. Ooh, I need to remember about the T4B. So get these 6 stars done, have a look at the arena info, and then probably hit up the T4B. Ooh. Let me see how this is looking currently. So it's telling me that the quality is low. Interesting. Okay. Huh. Oh. I got through that a lot quicker than I was expecting. Holy smokes. That's what I get for not paying attention. There we go. Ooh. Down she goes and down she stays. Ba-da. So Mordo is the only boss that you fight on every path in the Abyss. That dude is like around every corner, just being like, "Here I am. What you gonna do?" Here I am. Alright. Alright. Alright, Mr. Pa, have a good one. Thanks for coming on by. And thanks for your acknowledgement of my taste in music. Yeah. Alright. So I think the Arena Wins event is done. Let's see what's next. Level up. Oh, I wonder if... have they removed the event quest solo event? Because we haven't had it for 12 days, I think. Let me see. Yeah, so the last time we had the event quest solo event was on September 18th. Huh, interesting. But Mr. Murray asking me, no, I have Professor X as a 3-star. And Omega I have as a 5-star. So today is October 2. October 3rd. So, Pa, unless they've changed it, it used to be that even if the event quest was... well, I mean, the event quest is still live, so that shouldn't matter. But yeah, it would be... it would run however often. But maybe... because I know that is one thing that people do complain about, or did complain about, was that the event quest was... oh dear, which one do I need? Yeah. The event quest you would have more often than any other. So I don't know, maybe they're like, okay, here you go. You want to complain? Well, you don't have it anymore at all. Oh, okay, Daniel. Yeah, so I only have... well, let me see. But I only have the 3-star Professor X, so I don't know if that would be applicable to what you're talking about. Let's see. Actually, no, I don't think it is, because I think I did try him. Is this what you're talking about, Daniel? I'll wait a second and see. Yeah, no, man, Falcon, that went over my head, and not because I'm short. Oh, okay, I see what you're talking about, Pa. Okay. Okay. But like I said, that's only the 3-star. It might be different at a higher level. Let's see. So for that, Professor X and Apocalypse synergies, do they have to have? They had to have won fights. Like it's not simply on the team. So like the only way that Professor X gets his Cerebro charges is by fighting and winning, correct? Okay, yeah. So, Pa, I know what you're referring to now. Okay, Daniel. So, yeah, so basically, at least for me, in my case, it's just a matter of I would need to have a higher level one in order to fight somebody and win. Okay. So I'll move down. Okay, now let's have a look at the... yes, Daniel. I'm always running suicides. I've tried Arena without, and it's not a fun time. It is not a fun time. Okay. So I need to resize this a bit. You know what? The size it was at was fine. Okay, and I probably need to zoom in a little bit, right? Let me, oh yeah, I'll zoom in a bit, because I'm pretty sure. Okay. After this see some Omega gameplay, I've been wanting to watch a lot of Omegas. I just pulled him as a 5-star after fishing X5. Yeah, okay. I'll do a little bit of, oh, wait. Yes. I'll get this revive, and then I'll take him to ROL and do Winter Soldier and Captain Marvel. Does that work for you, Daniel? Okay, so let's have a look here at the stuff in regards to the Arena AI and Rewards update. Summoners! As mentioned in our Dev Diary, a contest evolved. We've got some reward updates coming to featured hero arenas and a universal update to enemy AI and difficulty. Rewards update. Let me just make sure that this is on the screen properly. First and foremost, we've doubled the number of available featured 5-star champions from 150 to 300. Oh my lord! The competition will still be fierce, but more summoners than ever will be scoring than ever before will be scoring these brand new champions from the arena. But with all rank rewards, there will still be those that miss out. For those that have missed the featured champions, we're introducing a new rank reward. Summoners that place in the top 1 to 5% will now receive 5,000 5-star shards and 300 6-star shards. So 1 to 5. Okay, so I wouldn't, because I'm normally getting the top 10. So that would not do me any good. But hey, that's good for people. Hey, wait, who was it that wanted this? This was Man Falcon. Are you here, Man Falcon? You better be here. Thanks, Daniel. Thanks for the sub and the like. Time to spend 10,000 so you could grind arena better. Okay, good. Jeez, I was like, wait, I'm reading this and... Anyways, featured 3-star champions and milestones. There's no better feeling than getting to play with a brand new champion. To ensure all summoners that want to can, we're adding the 3-star featured champion to the final milestone of all featured hero arena. That's the 3-star, 4-star, and 5-star featured hero arenas, not the 4-star basic. Okay, so that is going to... So I did a video just, and it's not surprising, but whatever. I did a video just recently in regards to the rewards you get from arenas. Although this doesn't look like it's changing anything with milestones, but it's just that you can get the 3-star champion. Difficulty and AI changes. Enemies in any arena where you can use 3, 4, 5, and 6-star champions have had the enemy AI updated to be slightly more aggressive and more likely to use their special attacks. This will give you more openings to attack them and lead to fewer drawn-out fights where the enemy AI spends too much time blocking. Additionally, we've made some changes so summoners are less likely to encounter enemy teams with more than 2 times their rating. That means you'll run into fewer death squads, but they can still happen. So then I'm wondering then if that kind of, the whole use 2 R3s and an R4 and all that kind of stuff, I wonder if that's going to toss that out the window. Launching soon. These changes will go live with the first new featured arena in October. Will that be Cosmic Ghost Rider or Red Goblin? You'll find out soon enough. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to be right back. I'm going to get something to drink and then I shall return.
Back from the dead.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're all invited to go fucking mental on this motherfucking drop. The countdown has just begun. Are you ready?
Yeah, man, Falcon. So if they're saying that you shouldn't face anybody with more than 2 times your rating, I think that's meaning regardless what team you bring in, right? So if you bring in a team that's got a 15,000 pie for the entire team, you should not see a team beyond 30,000, right? So then if you bring in a team that's 8,000 pie, you shouldn't see a team more than 16,000. Yeah. So if that's the case, that should also then reduce the amount of time, right? That you would have to spend in arena. Yeah. So for me, I don't think it will make any difference because the only arena that the only arena that I try to get all of the champions that I can through is the 5-star feature. So I don't think it's going to matter. All of the other ones I just go until I'm bored of it, basically. But it's the featured 3-star champions and milestones. That's the thing I'm most interested in for 2 reasons. One, I like picking up the 3 stars. So that's going to be easier. But 2, it is overall going to reduce the amount of battle chips I get. Because, so for example, when Professor X or Apocalypse were there, I was doing 1.5 million as opposed to the normal 640k. So doing a little bit more than, between almost 3 times the amount required. So yeah, that's quite a few battle chips I would no longer be getting. But hey, it's less time in the 3-star. Well, I wonder then maybe. No. I was thinking maybe I'd start doing the 2-star arena, but no, that's not going to happen. Okay, so Daniel, you were asking what is the best proportion to invest time into arena? Okay. Just give me a second here. So I'm just going to bring up a spreadsheet that I think addresses your question. Oh, I don't know why it's not showing the spreadsheet. Desktop. Okay, let's see. So the spreadsheet that I'm... Why? That's weird. I have no idea why it's not showing. But anyways, the spreadsheet that I'm going to bring up, I made a video in regards to it, kind of going over. Oh, I see why. Okay, going over the information that I'm just going to go over quickly right now. But I think in the video it's probably more detailed than what I'm going to say now. Let's see if it comes up this time. Wait, this is weird. Why? Studio. Ah, there we go. Okay. That's fine, Mount Falcon. It's time to look. Okay. Basically, what arenas and what milestone is best value. Okay. I do 4-star basic, 4-star featured, and get the first 2 milestones from the 2 and 3-star. Okay, so are you able to see this okay, Daniel? Ugh. There we go. Okay, so So it kind of comes down to what your roster looks like. So for myself, this is what I run. So I do everything except the 2-star. In the numbers and stuff I have here, I've excluded the T4B and the T1A. The reason for that is because you're not guaranteed to always be able to run the 2 of those in a 7-day period. Usually you can, but there are times where you can only run 1. So that's why I didn't include those numbers in all of the totals. So for the best time investment, it really comes down to where you have a lot of champions. So if you've got a lot of 4-stars that are ranked up, then your 4-star basic is probably your best bet. Now, with these changes that they're talking about that are going to go live soon, that might change things, but we won't know until it actually happens. What level is your account, roughly? Like the summoner rating on your account? So let's just say that you let's see. Okay, so let's say you don't have many 6-stars, 200,000. Okay, so then in that case, you're probably better off doing mainly the 4-star basic and the 3-star feature. So why I would suggest those two is I'm guessing that majority of your champions are 4-stars and 3-stars. So you could definitely do the 4-star feature or the 5-star feature. The 5-star feature, maybe not so much because you're going to want more 6-stars to be able to get through it quicker. The 4-star feature, I'd say, if you've got some R3, R4, yeah, okay. So if you've got some R3, R4, 5-stars, then go, let's say at least to the 3rd milestone, right? Because then you're gonna get max out on the amount of gold you can get from there. But for you, I think your best bet would be to concentrate mainly in the 4-star basic and the 3-star feature, and then go as far as you've got time for. But at least get to the 3rd milestone for both, because that's going to allow you to get the gold. So yes, those are 5-stars that you're talking about, right? So I wouldn't worry about the 4-star feature too much. Do some of it, like use your 5-stars. Well, I mean, it's the only place you're going to use your 5-stars, unless the T4B and T1A are running. If the T4B and T1A are running, I would suggest you do those instead and skip the 4-star feature altogether. So if you're just looking, I want to do Arena, I want to get stuff from Arena, what should I do? Okay, so in your case, I would say do the 4-star basic, do the 3-star feature. That's what I would suggest. And if you've got time and it's not terrible for you, then yeah, use your 5-stars in the 4-star feature, get what you can from there, and these are an idea of what you could end up getting. So this first total is everything except the 5-star feature and the 2-star. Yeah, but like I said, that's when you're thinking you're concentrating on the 4-star basic and the 3-star feature. So if you got to the max milestone for the 4-star basic and the 3-star feature in a 3-day period, you'd get 135 units from the basic and 65. So you would get 200 units. So if you did the 4-star basic to the max milestone and the 3-star feature to the max milestone over a 3-day period, you would get 200 units. You can do that twice a week, so then you would get 400 units. And then that's not taking into account the amount of battle chips you're going to get, the gold, so on and so forth. So yeah. And then as your roster progresses, if you like it, then you can expand, go into the 4-star feature, go into the 5-star feature. If you need the rank resources for the T4B to the T1A, then look at doing those as well. So, all right. So does that help or answer what you were asking in regards to Arena? And good. All right, so I am going to finish off what I'd started here, and then I'll get into ROL and do 2 fights with Omega. And then we'll get back to the arenas. Dun, dun, dun. Good. Good. How long have you been playing, Daniel? Oh, really? Yeah. Oh boy. There we go. Interesting. So normally, even when I don't get hit, I'm still around this kind of combo when finishing this fight. So it's kind of weird. I got hit twice, and yet my combo isn't significantly different than it would normally be. Oof. That looks like there's a ton of quality loss. Oh, maybe not. Daniel, are you still there? Because if you are, I will go into ROL with Omega. If not, I'll go back to Arena. Okay, so I'm gonna hit up Arena, and if you return, then we can check out Omega. Okay, so I got a day for that. I got a day and 19. Yeah, okay. Let's get the T4B. All right. So anybody that's here, if you were here or not for that little read along in regards to the arena, what do you think? No, I do the same. I just jump into Arena. It's just a matter of so when I started doing Arena and then opening battle chips and stuff, so like people were like, oh well, the regular battle chips are better or the UC ones are better, and I'm like, okay, well you got people saying both ways, right? So I figured at least for myself, I'll just keep track of what I do. And then see which one ends up working out better for me. And so after about 16 months, I think. For me, the uncollected battle chips do far better as far as units go. Yeah. And then, so what they're doing there, so they're trying to avoid death matches. What a death match is basically a match where the team rating of the opponent is far higher than yours because their champs are just much higher ranked or rated. So the likelihood of you losing is greater. So yeah, that's really what it comes down to. Yeah, so the thing is with the regular crystals, right? Because a regular crystal costs, what is it, 2,000? Let's see. They change them up again. Okay, so the uncollected Arena crystal costs 10,000 battle chips, right? And the regular ones, I think, are 2,000 battle chips. So what it is, if you're opening the regulars, you're using the same amount of battle chips. Yeah. So let's say you've got 100,000 battle chips, right? For either the regular, right, 2,000 versus 10,000, yes. So what it is the regular ones, you're opening more. You're hitting the open button more. So then what it seems like, because you have the opportunity to see units coming in, so it's actually like not more units. Okay, so let's say you hit open once on the regular ones. You might get 15 units, you might get 0. If you hit open once on the uncollected ones, you could get a couple hundred units, or you could get 0. So for me, I think over time I've done about 16 million battle chips in total, and out of the 16 million battle chips, I've gotten 4,000 more units from the uncollected. How's your mom doing, Man Falcon? The other thing too with the that's okay, you were excited. I get excited to talk to my mom sometimes too. The other thing with the uncollected, it also gives you the opportunity at the 5-star Punisher. So yeah. Monsieur Putrid, how goes it? How goes it? For a mid-tier to get to 1 million battle chips. Oh, let's see. Let us share. Let's bring up the spreadsheet again. Okay. Aww. What kind of coffee? Okay, so Daniel, we'll go with what I was suggesting earlier, the 4-star basic, the 3-star feature. And let's also say that you're doing the T4B and the T1A, right? So we're going to have to make a couple assumptions here. So we've got the 65 plus 135, okay. So we're going to say that you're going to do that each session, and you're going to do it 2 sessions. Then we're going to assume that you're going to do 30. Oh wait, you were asking how many battle chips, weren't you? How many things mid-tier to get a mil? Yeah, you're asking about the battle chips. Okay, so let's change that. Okay, so 4-star basic is 13,500 and 9,000. Okay, so you'd get 45,000 per week from there. And then, let's say you're getting the 2,500 and 2,500 from there. So we're going to make an assumption here that every week you're able to do the T1A, T4B. That's not the case. So we're going to say that every week you're able to get 50,000. Not 50,000? Yeah. And we want 1 million. 50,000. Ooh, that can't be right. No, I got something wrong there, because that would be 20 weeks. There's no way. Oh, no. Because every match you do, you're also getting battle chips. So this is looking strictly at milestones. The battle chips you're getting from milestones. Hey, is that right? So we've got the 13. Well, I guess, because you're only doing 2 at this point. And then the 3-star feature, 9. Yeah, it's been up and down throughout the day, Putrid. Actually, it should be okay now, considering there's no movement on the screen. It should be relatively clear. But when I was doing gameplay, yeah, it wasn't too good. Okay, so, oh, that's why. No, that's right. 5,000 from there. 45,000 from there. So 50,000 in total. We want 1 million battle chips. 20 weeks for 1 million. So maybe you just need to set the quality, because I can see it fine on mine, like from my browser. Yeah, so Daniel, it's looking like 20 weeks. But again, that's strictly from the milestones for the 4-star basic and the 3-star feature. And then taking into account the T1A, T4B. So it would be a little less than 20 weeks, because every match you do, you're also getting battle chips. Okay. And back to the arenas we go. Okay. But obviously the more arenas you do, the quicker you would get it. So it takes me about a little bit, so probably 3 full weeks. So wait, so that's 2, 4, 6, probably 7 sessions of arena to get 1 million battle chips. So that would be 3.5 weeks. That being said, with 1 million battle chips, on average, if you're opening the uncollected, you should be expecting about 2,000 units just from the battle chips. You know, I don't know. So I think, like in your case then, Daniel, what you would want to do if you're going to do arena, so you would run your arena. When you've got energy, you would use it to go through like Act 3, Act 4, wherever you are there. When you have no energy, go back to arena. But yeah, as your roster grows and you're able to get through more arenas, then the amount that you have to do to achieve whatever your objective is decreases. So, and also with the changes that they're implementing, it probably will make it easier as well. Okay. Yeah. So, like, regardless what it is you're working on, but if you're, well, I mean, you could spend units for energy refills too if you wanted, but if you're just looking, well, let's say for example, if you're just trying to see how many units you could save or obtain before Cyber Weekend. So then you definitely don't want to be spending units between now and then. So yeah, so if you use your energy to get whatever content done that you're trying to, while you have no energy, get into Arena and do whatever arena you can, and just go back and forth. Like for example, that's kind of what I do with the revive farming, right? So when I'm maxed out in energy, so right now, and actually, it's a good thing because I was waiting until the next solo event to go through and to finish off uncollected. But now, knowing that no solo event completion is coming up, I won't be waiting anymore. So I'll probably get uncollected done in the next couple days. So that's where I'll end up using some energy. I have a bunch of energy refills in overflow, so yeah. But yeah, if you've got like whatever it is, monthly stuff or event stuff done, you've got no energy, you don't want to use units for energy, then yeah, just get into Arena. Go as whatever free time you have. If you like watching TV, it's a great way, great time to do Arena, especially the lower brackets. You have something on in the background, you do Arena. Or for me, what I find makes them go a lot quicker is just having, for the most part, it's usually somebody doing MCOC stuff in the background, or any other. For the most part, I find it like if there's somebody talking, and if I can interact, it's even better. Yeah. So another would be if you're in any kind of Discord, whether it be MCOC related or any other game or anything in general, where if you could go and just shoot the shit with people on there, and in the meantime be on your phone doing Arena, I just find it goes so much faster. But Arena just comes down to having spare time, really. Okay. 8 p.m. and 1 a.m. Oh my. So what time do you get up? What time do you wake up? Yeah, so if you have friends who play MCOC and you guys have access to a Discord server, yeah, just get on there for an hour now and then and shoot the shit and knock out some Arena. Yeah, not bad, Putrid. Did you see the announcement they made in regards to the changes coming to Arena, Putrid? We talked about them a little bit on stream about 20 minutes ago. I just went through what the post, what was written in the post, and just for me, I think the only thing that I'm going to see any significant difference from it is the 3 stars. So the 3 stars, you're going to be able to obtain the 3-star champion as the final I think it says the final milestone. Let me see. I'm pretty sure it's the final milestone of all of the featured arenas. So I mean, if that was a thing for you or whoever, to pick up the new 3-star, you no longer need to go beyond the final milestone in the 3-star arena to get it. Let me just make sure that's what it is. Yeah, the final milestone of all featured hero arenas. So. Oh, right, yes, the Omega. Yeah. Okay, I will get to the 1.1 million and then hit up the Omega stuff. I'm no expert at playing Omega, but I can definitely tell you what you need to do, and I can I can tell you how to properly play him, and then I can show you how I play him. There's a difference. Do you want just Omega, or do you want to see like with a synergy team, Daniel? All right, Butrid, have a good one. Yeah, man, I'm always somewhere. Streaming or on Discord. Eventually I need to get back to my couch to watch TV. Jeez. Oh, so one thing, Putrid, what I had said in regards to avoiding the death matches last night, that seems like that's going to be out the window with the changes that they're implementing. So one of the changes is that you should no longer have an opponent that's any more than 2 times your rating. So for the most part, the death matches should no longer exist. It's still possible, but shouldn't be nearly as frequent as it currently is. Daniel, I try every day. And then, so on when the T4B or the T1A, when those are running, I'll usually stream in the evening as well. But I try every day roughly around 2 p.m., 1 p.m. to about 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So that would be, if you're in California, that would be between 12 and 2 p.m. is usually when I try to start. And somebody had suggested yesterday that I should put my times in the description. And yeah, I'm going to do that. Oh, okay, we're in Ireland. Yeah, Putrid. And also they're changing it so that for the featured 5-star, it's not the top 150, it's going to be the top 300. So more people will be able to obtain them. Okay, Dublin's a pretty nice city. Yeah, Daniel, so if you take a look at Man Falcon's comment there, that's the team I'm going to run now. I'm always running Suicide, so yeah. Okay, so we've got Omega Red. I'm going to use Void because Void is going to give him extra damage for his death field. You could use Void or Mephisto. I would use Void just because if need be, I would use Void in the fight as well. Mephisto actually wouldn't be bad when you're running Suicides because he's poison immune, so you're going to only take effect of the bleed, right? Which falls off over time. But I'm guessing, Daniel, that you probably aren't running Suicides, so that kind of thing probably would be irrelevant for you. Ooh, the poshest area of Dublin. For Dublin, I'm only kind of familiar. Well, I mean, it's a long time ago that I was there, but I'd only be a little bit familiar with the downtown area. Okay, and then so the other synergy that you're going to want would be either Sabretooth or Deadpool X-Force. They're going to do the same thing. They're going to allow the death spores to last longer and drop off slower, so meaning that the opponent will take more damage from the death spores. And actually, in this case, I'm going to use Deadpool. So that's pretty much what you want for Omega Red. It's those two in particular that are probably going to be the biggest benefit. The other ones are well-timed blocks. You're going to inflict a Death Spore. And then Wolverine or Colossus, you're going to do more critical damage depending on how many Death Spores you have on them. So most people wouldn't like as a 6-star. Deadpool X-Force is not somebody you'd really be seeking. If you have Nick Fury and you run Suicides, then it's actually not bad. One thing, Deadpool's not a great champion, but you kind of want him duped, because if he's duped, every hit that you do, you're going to cause bleed on the opponent. If he's not duped, that doesn't happen, so which ends up taking a fair bit away from his damage. Okay, so the reason I'm going to use DPX in this case is simply I'm going to say, hey, you know what? Maybe I'm going to end up using Nick Fury, and I'm going to put Captain Marvel movie on the team as well. So this way Captain Marvel, and again because I'm using Suicides, so this way Captain Marvel movie is going to take no damage from the damage over time effects of the Suicides, right? So because of Nick Fury, if Nick is alive, once per fight, when a teammate is inflicted with a bleed, poison, or shock debuff, he will drop a restoration kit, purifying the debuff and regenerating 10% of their max health over 3 seconds. So that's why I'm going to go with DPX for this. I'm only doing Winter Soldier and Captain Marvel Classic. And I'm only using Omega, so it's irrelevant. But let's just say if I went further in and I wanted to be using Captain Marvel, that's why I'm using DPX over Sabretooth. Okay, so for the most part, what you want to do, you want to do a parry, or you want to get a heavy on the opponent. When you get a heavy on the opponent, it means that your spores are going to stick on them. Whatever spores you have, remember you have Suicides because it removes the death field. Yeah, but I'm doing this just for this. Actually, yeah, you're right. So I will take that off the team because that was just to explain how that would work and why you would do that. But considering we're only doing those 2 fights, there's no reason for that. So we'll leave the team the same. Like I could bring in the other ones to boost Omega even more so, but for me, like, yeah, they're not ones that I would run. So to your point in regards to removing the bleed and like being detrimental, well, no, regen is important. Sometimes you just need to yell it out. So if you were going up against a biohazard node, for example, that would be fine, right? Because when you hit into the opponent, you're likely to end up with a bleed on you anyways. So in that kind of case, that would be fine to have the DPX on the team. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get a parry on the opponent so that your death spores last longer. You want to stay close to the opponent to build up the death spores, so on and so forth. When your death field drops off, you'll use your L2. Yeah, because then you drop back to get a bleed on yourself. Okay. What you could do with somebody like Winter Soldier too, you could purposely get hit with his L1 or his L2 to get a bleed on yourself. Just to keep the death field up if you wanted. Like so. You can use the L1 if you want to heal up a little bit. When you use it, it takes off any spores that they have on them. Your L3 is going to power drain them. And let's get a use. Well, actually, let me take some damage first. Oh, wow. That has dropped off terribly. Okay, so I'm going to pause the game for a second just to see if the screen gets better. Wow. Huh. So as soon as I pause it, it gets so much better. Okay. Let's see what happens when we get the gameplay going again. Yeah, so as soon as the gameplay is going, it gets really pixelated and you can't really see it. Alright, well, I'll get to an L3. And hopefully you can see what happens there. Okay, so I use the L2 to get the death field back on myself so that I can get more than 10 spores on him. And I'm going to have to use an L2 again. So we don't, oh, this is actually not going to really be able to show the L3 because he's going to be dead before we even get there. Okay. So I'll have to show it on Captain Marvel. Which is fine. Okay, so it looks like it's not pixelated as badly now. Drop it down. Yeah, okay. Ah! Not who I want to use. So with this Captain Marvel, my main objective right off the bat is to get up to an L3 with as many spores on her as possible. Also, when you use a heavy on them, you degenerate them. So you degenerate them and you keep the spores. So here we go with the L3. So we've got 29 spores. So what I'm at currently, I'm at 33% health. So using the L3, I'm going to use up the spores that are on her. And I'm going to end up regenerating to 73% health. So notice I regenerated plus I stole her power. I'm going to use the L3 again just so that if I need to use the L2, I'm able to do so. So I have a 5-star Colossus at rank 4. I've used him for one thing. There was a path in 6.4, and that's the only place I've used him. I mean, he's good. So, okay, if I got both of the, if everything's considered equal, and I pulled both champions right now, but everything else is the same, I'm still running suicides, I do what I do in AQ, or so on and so forth, I would rank Omega first. For the biggest thing, for me, I usually look to see what content I've got ahead of me, and then that's how I make my decisions in regards to the champions. Oof. So I'll show you the path in 6.4 where I used him. I don't know why it keeps cap locking. Because more bleeds equals more regen. Yeah, so, but the regen thing with the bleeds, that's only so long as you've got willpower. If you don't have willpower and you've got a bleed on Omega, he's just going to take less damage, but he will take damage. Yeah, so that's a lot of healing, but if you have less spores on the opponent, you're not going to heal for as much. Oh, I should have shown you the healing from the L1. Let me just go back in and do that. So this time I'll start off getting punched in the face. So if you're playing him like really efficiently, what you're doing is you're keeping the heavy or the degen on them because it's doing damage. Then you're also ensuring that your spores don't drop off. You're staying close to them. You take blocked hits because you want to be close, so on and so forth. But like what I had just done, like I wasn't using heavy very often, and so on and so forth. So. Okay. So now we'll use the L1. Let's see how much. So we're at 68. Okay, and then we end up at 91, 96. And then we take the damage because of recoil, but we're still far better than we were prior to using the L1. And the L1 is like the L3. The more spores you have on them, the more healing you'll do from it. So let's try it. Same thing, but with only 10 spores. And see what the healing is like. So we're at 63. And we end up at 71. And then because of recoil, we're back to 65. But hey, we still increased our healing a little. Or our health a little. So I'm going to get hit to get the bleed on me for Death Deal to come back up. The alternative there would have been to use the L2. Which I will do now. So you're asking in regards to Omega if he's worth generic? Okay, so let's get some healing in here. We're starting off at 46. Yeah, so he's got good healing, but then you've got to look at everything else he's bringing to the table, right? On the L3, he's got healing, he's got power control, he's immune to bleed, well, not immune to bleed, immune to poison, taking less bleed damage. His damage that he's doing is pretty good. So yeah, he brings a lot to the table. The thing is, I think, let's get this done and then look. But like you need, to get the most damage out of him, you need him awakened. Is the easiest way to put it. But yeah, if you're in a fight where you're able to reliably get to your L3, you don't really need to worry about recoil too much. You're going to take the damage, but you know that you're going to be able to heal it back. So, let's see here. Okay, Omega has insane heals. Is he worth a generic? I have cosmic and skills. If Aegon is covered, Omega is absolutely worth a generic. Get him sigged as fast as you can. My opinion, anyway. Yeah. Now I see why he's considered the best champion in the most stacked class in the game. Yeah, and the thing is, so everybody is going to have their own opinion of who they like, blah, blah, blah. I don't think that Omega is the best. Okay, well, so I say that. That being said, So that's a 6-star generic awakening gem. Considering the 6 stars I have currently, Omega is the only champion I have in mind to use that on. So I just said I don't think he's the best champion, but he is the only champion I would use that generic on. That being said, though, I don't think there's anybody in my roster currently that I need to have awakened. Nick Fury would be a big benefit. I have a 5-star maxed out, so I'm not too fussed about the 6-star. If I had Aegon not awakened and I had content to do where Aegon was going to be a necessity, the generic would obviously go to him. Ooh. Okay. I just want to see if now if I move the screen, if it's still pixelating a fair bit. Wow, that's a real... Okay, good. So it's okay. So yeah, so you've got Omega. Good for you. The thing you want to do... Oh, we wanted to look at his awakened ability. But the thing you want to do is you want to get his signature level up as high as you can. But like I said, I'm obviously no expert. I have an understanding of how he works. But if you want to look for like really good gameplay of him, of Omega, just look up, well, you're probably familiar, but Brian Grant, or was it Contest Champion? He's really good with Omega. So yeah. Yeah, so that's what I was saying, Daniel. I don't necessarily think he's the best mutant, but he is the only one I would give the generic 6-star awakening gem to. So yeah, as for his signature ability, passive opponent has 10 or more death spores. Death spores on the opponent deal 1949 damage per second. This damage scales with base attack only. Omega Red's basic tentacle hits have a 30% chance to be unblockable. So yeah, so the higher his sig, the more chance he has to be unblockable, and the higher the damage of the death spores. So there you go. I would not give Namor the generic 6-star awakening gem. I like Namor. I really liked Namor before I had him. So let's see here. So just for anyone else's here for the arena stuff, the stream's done as far as that goes, so I'm just shooting the shit. But yeah, Daniel, as far as Namor goes, so I've been doing the arena stuff and saving units for a while, for about a year and a half, 2 years. Last year, around this time actually, I had 13,000 units saved, and Namor was in the featured Grandmaster, the featured Cav crystals, and I went through 13,000 units trying to get him. I didn't get him, and yeah, I did end up getting him as a 5-star later on. I think it was just from a basic 5-star crystal that I got him. So at the time, why I wanted him so bad was because of the path I was running in War most of the time. It was a Thorns node, or there was like an Electro along the way, or Korg, or so on and so forth. So that was the main reason for Namor. Like, it wasn't like Namor does have decent damage just as is, but it was more so the not taking the Thorns damage and dealing it back to them and stuff like that. So that's why I wanted Namor. So Namor, to me, is not a damage dealing champion. He's somebody who works around some difficult nodes. So that's why I like Namor. As for the best mutant, I would yeah, I would say Omega. So what I was saying is I don't think he's the best champion in the game. and I don't, I'm contradicting myself. For how I play and for what I do, he's the best mutant for me. But I don't know if you would necessarily say he's the best mutant in that class. I think over time, Apocalypse is going to probably look quite good, both in what he does on his own and what he brings to the team. Yeah. Do you think I could get Suicide Masteries in 4 months if I grind 2 hours a day? In 4 months? I think Suicides in total, I think it's quite costly. I'm not sure. 6,000 in 4 months. Total doable. Well, even if you couldn't get them maxed out, you would definitely be able to get them unlocked. If you're so Daniel, if you're in a alliance that not like whales out, but that spends some money and are going to participate in the gifting event, what I would do in your case, I would wait until then to buy the cores that you need to unlock your Suicide Masteries. I wouldn't do it before then. The reason being simply because like the cores are quite expensive. There are a lot of units. If your alliance is participating in the gifting event by you buying the cores, and then rather than you say, like saying, I'll gift you a core, you gift me a core back. If you just gift them the value, and they can gift you the core, that'd be one way to increase the score for your alliance during the gifting event. I think. Okay, so here I'll give you an example. So as far as suicides go, I always have suicides on. I'm always in the arena. I am slowly working on variant 5. So chapter 2, which is the mystic chapter, like where the mystic class gets the benefit. I'm intending mainly to use clairvoyant. So she's suicide friendly. So I'm going to leave my suicides on. I did the first 2 paths in the first chapter with well, I think this is the team that I had. Yeah, that's pretty. Oh no. Manifesto. Yeah, so that's pretty close to the team I used. So normally when I do stuff, I'll go through each quest. I'll complete each quest before I move on. But what I wanted to do, I just wanted to get into the mystic portion. So what my intent is later on at some point what I'm going to end up doing is taking suicides off, coming back in, using Starkey and Stealthy. Yeah. Clairvoyant is really good for suicides. So yeah, so that's one of the things to keep in mind when running suicides. Though there are times where it isn't going to be beneficial necessarily. I mean, I got the 2 paths done with suicides on using Stealthy and Starkey. So yeah, you can still get stuff done, but it's not necessarily the most efficient way to do it. Also, partly why I did it with suicides on is because I had a bunch of revives that were coming up to expire, so I wanted to put them to some use. So I think I had about 8 to 12 revives that would be expiring, that would have almost been expired. So that's also partly why I did it. But if you figure that you're going to run an arena often and consistently, then suicides would definitely be worth it for you. The reason they're good is simply they make the matches go faster, which means each arena encounter is getting done quicker. So there are parts of content, and depending on the champions you have, where you can get through a ton of content with suicides, and where they're beneficial. Like for example, if you're using Corvus a lot or you're using Ghost a lot, they're really good for a lot of content, and suicides benefit them greatly. So yeah. No, so the cores are only a one-time cost. So the cores are only used when you unlock something. So for example, I have pure skill not unlocked. If I want to unlock it, I would have to use the 5 skill cores. Once it's done, I never need to use those skill cores again. I would only need to use units or gold in order to spec back into it. So like for example, assassin. So I would use the cores to unlock level 4 or rank 4 and rank 5. Once it's unlocked, I have access to it whenever I want. But if I want to put the 4th point or the 5th point, it's going to cost me units to do so. So yeah. So, Daniel, are you familiar with the website Aunt May? Or Aunt Mai? Let's have a look here. Okay. Let me just switch this out. Chat. Come on over here. Okay, so you are familiar with Aunt May. Okay, good. So yeah, you go to that site and you go to the mastery builder. That will allow you to mess around with masteries as much as you want. It will tell you the cost, how many points you're going to have, so on and so forth, before you actually do it in game. So yeah. So you don't need to worry about, oh, I've got, you know, I'm don't have enough points, but I want to do X, Y, Z, whatever it is. So it would be a great way to mess around with stuff beforehand. For the most part, so there's a couple things that, I mean, different people will do it differently, but for me, that are pretty much always standard. So, let me blow that up a little bit. Okay, so for me, the defense and the utility mastery trees, this is pretty much always set this way. And the only thing I ever change to any real amount is stuff within the offensive masteries. If there's something I want to do with mystics in particular, then I'll look at obtaining mystic dispersion. I don't do it often, but yeah. So every now and then when I do change out like suicides on or off, I will then mess around a little bit with some differences in the offensive tree. So these are the masteries, which I mean, you can see in game that I had as well. But this is usually what my masteries are looking like. So there we go. I'm thinking of dropping Deep Wounds. Possibly Assassin as well. I don't really know where else I would put them. Maybe... I guess... Yeah, maybe I'll try that on Sunday, actually. Because I'm pretty much only running Mystics. I don't intend to use Symbiote Supreme very much. I don't think... well, the damage from Claire in Blood Curse isn't going to be substantial anyways. Yeah, maybe I'll do it just for the hell of it. Well, no, not this Sunday. But later on when I'm doing more of Variant 5. And am going to take off Suicides. But, yeah. So, that is going to be that for this session of my nonsense rambling. But yeah, thanks to everybody who came, kept me company, and hung out. Daniel, it was good chatting with you. You had a lot of good questions. I have a feeling that you might have a different account though as well. Man Falcon, thanks for hanging out, chit-chatting. Putrid, good to see you. Lawrence, you made an appearance. Mr. Pa, I will forever remember the appreciation of the music. Soul, good to see you in here too. And Mr. Spidey. Alright guys, thanks for hanging out. Have a good one. And I will catch you guys later.